Every year at QuakeCon there's a PC case mod competition judged by Modders Inc. Since it would be unfair for the Modders Inc. guys to compete in something they're judging, they have their own competition between themselves. This video is going to show one of the 4 PC cases that the Modders Inc. founders have modded. Check it out. And now we're with Craig Tate. Craig, what was the case that you modded last year for Bethesda?
What I did during the case modding competition last year was a, that was that the sports car mod? No, that was the games mod, the Bethesda mod. So I did Wolfenstein. I did the Wolfenstein before it was released.
That's a pretty big challenge. The game wasn't even released yet, so it's a lot of your imagination just from the...
I scoured the web looking at all the screenshots of all the press release stuff and tried to come up with something that was kind of modern / World War II-ish / vacuum tube / nuclear.
Cool. And this year, when you had the superhero challenge, who did you choose and why?
Ghost Rider. I've always been a fan of Ghost Rider. He's always just such a very simple, kind of an anti-hero kind of character. I can remember reading the comic books as a kid and just, wow, the flaming skull not even being attached to anything, just, his neck is flames, and, he was clad in leather and he had the chains, and it was always just something that I was always drawn to. And then whenever we went off on this escapade with our heroes, I was like, okay, I'm gonna have me some fun with Ghost Rider.
So give us a description of what you modded on your case.
Okay, well,
we've got a whole video of it, so we're gonna have a separate video looking at it. So if you just verbally describe it.
So most of what I did on the case was it had to do with the freehand airbrush flame work. That's what you see when you approach the case. Is all the flame work that's on the outside is all freehand airbrush. I've never really done anything like that in public. So this is my first exposure on that one. The outside of the case has the Ghost Rider's 3-inch shoulder spikes that he had ringing the front of the case, and then inside the case, one of the main things is the floating skull. And I built a skull stage, and I suspended it from the back so that you can't see the suspension mechanisms on it. I backlit it so you can't really see the lights. And then what I'm doing is I'm pumping micronized water so that it comes through the lights and it looks like kind of a ghostly fog / fire / smoke, depending on where it falls around the skull. And then on the side window, I completely wiped that out with some sand work, and I've got some words that are printed on the side of the case. And then I completely leather wrapped the case to kind of represent the Ghost Rider's leather jacket.
Oh, nice!
Stuff, so.
I didn't touch it. I didn't realize it was actually leather.
Yeah, it's all there. It was a lot of fun to build.
What was the most challenging part of making the Ghost Rider mod case?
Oh, it was the skull. By far, it was because I've never seen anything like the skull stage. And when you're dealing with micronized water and vapor, you have a whole set of challenges in regards to not allowing that to backfeed into the case and not short out your electrical equipment, because water and electricity is it's kind of a bad thing.
Did you hit any bumps, or were you able to complete it flawlessly?
I did not complete it flawlessly. What you see on this case right here is the effects that are running, because I could not get the stage completely sealed up, so I was still getting some backfeed of moisture. So what I'm doing is I'm running the effects on the case right now until I can finish sealing and making it watertight so that the water vapor doesn't backfeed.
Now, is that going to be something simple like caulk, or is there something else that you have to do?
No, there's some additional fabrication I'm going to have to do around the top and the edges, and then there's going to be some caulking. I have to experiment with a couple different materials, because the water bath that I'm using to produce the mist and the smoke, it actually produced so much moisture that it got into where I had used all of my acrylic glue, and it broke that bond. So I've got, like I said, it's some material, it's some experimentation, but that's what we do as modders. We adapt, we overcome, we improvise, and we just keep on building. So
cool. So for tips for people coming into the modding community, what is a good tip that you can just tip people off into for them to get started?
For the first people, whenever they're first getting into the hobby of modding, is I tell them to make an achievable goal, make an achievable target. Don't look at like the stuff that I've done or the stuff that Vic has done or that any of us have done and say that you're going to do that first rattle out of the box, because you'll get frustrated because it didn't turn out the way that you wanted, and then it'll turn them off of the hobby. So what I try and do is I try and coach them on easy things that they can do first initially. You know, get used to swapping out a fan. Take a non-lit fan and replace it with a lit fan. Take your old standard memory out and replace it with some crucial ballistics memory that has LEDs that are built into it. Go out and buy yourself a light bar kit and learn how to mount that in such a way that you can't see where the light's coming from, but you get the illumination that you want. You know, doing things like that, those small achievable steps will give you confidence in what it is that you're doing and allow you to take larger steps and do more complicated builds later on.
Yeah, the last thing you want to do is start with a micro water. Like if you have that mistake as a beginning modder, you might just consider it a bad idea.
Exactly, and just walk away from it. You know, the great thing about modding is that you can control the challenge and adapt your modding to what you want to do. So you can make it as complex and as difficult as you want to, or you can make it as simple and as easy as you want to. It's all in how you want to apply your knowledge and what you have exposure to do.
Great. Thanks for joining us. I wish you the best of luck, but now we're going to take a look at some of your competition.
That's great. Thank you for stopping by, and good luck to you guys. Good luck. Yeah, good luck.
Click the video in the upper left-hand corner to check out the PC case mods found in the BYOC floor of QuakeCon 2014. The other videos are links to the PC mods done by the founders of Modders Inc. in this year's competition.